best experienced with headphones. A river turns light into paint. Caño Cristales, the river of 5 colors. Some call it the liquid rainbow. Others, a doorway. At dawn, it is only water and stone. Granite plates lie like sleeping leviathans, pocked with kettles carved by rain. The air smells of wet rock and crushed leaves. Macaws stitch the canopy with blue and red thread. Mist hangs low, and for a breath the world is ordinary. Then the sun lifts, and the river answers. Red wakes first, as if the heart of the earth has risen to the surface. Veins of crimson glow in the current. Gold follows where light catches sand. Emerald clings to the edges. Pools hold blue the way an eye holds a thought. Where the water deepens, black gathers like ink at the bottom of a well. 5 colors weaving together, an alchemy of motion. You look and the word water begins to feel too small. This was no ordinary stream. It was a key. Long before cameras and maps, the people of La Macarena knew the river by other names. Elders say it is the blood of the mother mountain, rising when the season turns. The colors are garments, red for memory, gold for promise, green for renewal, blue for reflection, black for the deep that keeps its counsel. Children were warned not to enter when the river blazed. They walked the edges, as if circling a shrine. The discovery lived in whispers. During Colombia's years of war, the jungle was closed, paths patrolled by soldiers, and the river vanished from maps. When silence loosened, explorers came. Botanists with notebooks, photographers with hunger in their eyes. They asked for its cause. The elders asked instead, what of its meaning? One botanist bent to touch the red threads. They clung like veins. Macarenia, clavigera, a riverweed that thrives only when water and sunlight strike a fragile balance. A miracle of timing, he wrote, as if naming it could explain it. But the river refused capture. Rival stories multiplied. Conservationists warned, keep paths narrow, let boots be few. Tour operators smiled. Wonder should be shared, wonder also pays. Local families weighed futures on both hands. A soldier muttered that beauty was a luxury. Then fell silent, listening to the water as if it might argue back. You could feel the struggle in small gestures. A guide tapping a rock, saying, "No step there." A visitor reaching for a strand of red and thinking better of it. A hand-painted sign. Walk the edges. Leave the center to the river. The current slipped past, indifferent, relentless, luminous. The river also answered in its own way. Some years the colors dimmed, as if the spirit had turned away. Some years the red retreated, shy as an animal. Then a season would align, water perfect, sky a clean blade, and the river blazed as if creation were happening again. Scholars measured, poets knelt. Both were right and incomplete. You can stand at the blue well and watch sapphire tremble. You can lower your hand into crimson and feel only coolness. And still you will not have taken the river with you. It keeps itself. Stories rose like stones at a ford. A woman swore she saw her grandmother's shawl drifting in a red pool. A boy heard singing at dusk that wasn't birds. A ranger watched tourists toss coins and saw the colors dull. He led them away without a word. There were darker tales. A man waded where guides forbid, slipped on algae-slick stone, struck his skull, and never rose. In a dry year, fire walked the plains, and ash veiled the river for months. Men with rifles and men with surveys stared at the same bend and saw either cover or corridor, hazard or highway, treasure or target. The river outlasted them all, but not unchanged. Breakthroughs came in 2 dialects, small, precise words and large, unnameable feelings. The small words said, "Here the pH holds near neutral. Here ancient granite cradles potholes for the plants. Here late-season light strikes at the right angle, and everything begins to sing." The larger feeling said, "We are smaller than we remembered, and luckier than we deserve." Legacy moved like a current. Caño Cristales became a banner for a country learning a new story. Less war, more wonder. Photographs leapt oceans, scarlet stairs, emerald rungs, a flag poured into water. Artists and musicians wove it into their work, trying to hold what cannot be held. But ask 3 witnesses what it means, and a debate will outlast daylight. It is proof, a scientist insists, that life solves impossible equations when given a window. It is sacred, an elder says, and sacred is not a metaphor. It is beautiful, a traveler whispers, and beauty is its own danger, its own hunger. Here is the controversy. Who decides? Who ropes the path, counts the boots, names what is allowed? Town halls buzzed, tempers rose. A child drew 5 crayon stripes and said nothing. Even now, the river will not always be caught. A cloud can pass, and the palette vanish. A wind can roughen the surface and blur the colors. A guide tells you to wait, to watch the light, to be patient as herons. Patience becomes reverence. Reverence, a kind of debt. Modern resonance came the way the river comes, by degrees, then all at once. Travelers posted videos with sound low and eyes wide. Biologists published papers braided with awe. Some visitors wept and could not say why. Some hoped to be changed and were, though not as they expected. Under everything, the old law held, do not take what the river does not offer. Guardians taught how to walk, heel to edge, edge to stone, stone to stillness. Carry out what you carry in. Leave the red to burn for itself. Learn to look without turning, looking into theft. One evening, after rain, the river answered like a threshold opening. Gold blazed bright as a bell. Green rose until the air itself seemed alive. Blue fell into stillness. Black deepened like consent. And red, oh, the red ran so fierce that people stepped back as they would from fire. The plant was only a plant. The water only water. Still the air tasted of miracle. A guide with a scar beneath his eye told a story for those who lingered. He said the river owes no one explanation. It dresses in color when it chooses. It hides when it must. Its veins rise only for those who walk lightly. He looked down, as if apologizing to the stone. What remains after the light folds and insects begin is a quiet you can wear home. You may try to tell it and find your words slipping away. That is all right. Some places are not made to be retold. They are made to be remembered. Yet it is not indifferent. Too many feet bruise the banks. Too much noise shifts the animals' paths. Too much greed and the colors thin. Rivers survive what we do, but they remember. They are good at 2 things, returning and keeping score. So we make a covenant as the elders do. Speak softly, step lightly, touch only with your eyes. Do not turn the threshold into a thoroughfare. Let the miracle remain larger than our measure of it. At night, the stars find the water and write in it. The current carries the script downstream toward the Orinoco. A fisherman lifts a net that flashes red with borrowed light. He calls it nothing. He is not wrong, nor right. By morning, the river may be different. Clouded, ordinary, waiting, or radiant again, teaching the same lesson until it no longer feels like lesson, but like truth. Either way, you stand on stone, hear macaws stitching the sky, smell rain and crushed leaf, and understand the oldest oath. We are a moment, In a long story, where color runs, there is responsibility. Awe is not an ending, but a beginning. Caño Cristales is a river, yes. It is also an argument against despair. In a world quick to ruin and slow to mend, here is a place that refuses easy sorrow. It asks only that we meet it halfway, with care, with patience, with humility. If we do, its colors do not end at its banks. We carry them with us, thin, bright threads, reminders that the earth still keeps a few secrets strong enough to steady a human heart. A key still turning, a voice still speaking, a beginning still unfolding.